You open your eyes in the morning. The alarm rings. And before the world has even begun, you are already at war. A war not with others, but with yourself. The bed feels warm. Comfort whispers to you, stay here a little longer. The weight of yesterday presses down. The uncertainty of today tempts you to delay, to scroll, to escape. We have all felt this. And so did Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, the most powerful man on earth. This man, who commanded legions, who ruled an empire, who bore responsibilities we can barely imagine, also fought the same battle you and I fight every morning. The battle against the temptation to stay in bed. The battle against comfort. The battle against wasting the dawn. Marcus knew that winning this first battle was the key to winning the day. He wrote to himself, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being, not a ruler, not an emperor, not a philosopher, simply a human being. Because to wake, to rise, to act is the duty of us all. Start the day like a Stoic, and you will not drift through life as a slave to comfort. You will rise as a master of yourself." Marcus did not expect an easy morning. He did not tell himself that today would be free of obstacles. Instead, he reminded himself of the truth. That people would frustrate him, deceive him, oppose him. That life would throw its blows, illness, pain, setbacks. But by preparing his mind for these difficulties in advance, he stripped them of their sting. This is the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. When you expect difficulty, you are never surprised by it. When you imagine setbacks before they come, they no longer feel like injustice. They feel like part of the plan. Marcus armored his soul each morning, not with steel, but with expectation. You can do the same. Tell yourself, today I will face resistance. Today I will face negativity. Today I will face temptation. And when they come, I will be ready. But the morning was not just about defense. It was also about perspective. Imagine Marcus standing by the window of his palace as the sun rose over Rome, the city stirring below, the empire stretching endlessly beyond. In that moment, he would remind himself of a single truth. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This reminder, memento mori, was not meant to depress him. It was meant to wake him up, to strip away the illusion that time is infinite, to focus his attention on what truly matters. Because when you remember that death could come today, you stop wasting time on trivialities. You stop holding grudges. You stop postponing the life you know you are capable of living. Start the day like a Stoic, and you will not drift through it blind. You will see clearly what matters. You will remember that time is not guaranteed. You will act with urgency, with gratitude, with purpose. But the Stoics also knew that philosophy is not only in the mind, it must be in the body. Marcus, though often frail and sick, did not neglect discipline of the flesh. He exercised when he could. He walked in the gardens. He trained with his soldiers, not for vanity, not for appearance, but for mastery. The body must not command the mind. The mind must command the body. When you wake tomorrow, move, stretch, walk, exercise. Remind your body who is in control. Remind yourself that you can endure discomfort, that you can sweat, that you can breathe through strain, because every small act of discipline in the body strengthens the discipline of the soul. And after training his body, Marcus turned inward again. He opened his journal, not to impress the world, not to publish, but to wrestle with himself. His meditations were not written for us. They were written for him. They were reminders to himself to be patient, to resist anger, to stay humble, to face pain with courage. Every morning, he looked in the mirror of his own words and asked, "Who am I? Who am I becoming? Who must I be today?" You too can do this. You do not need an empire. You do not need to be a philosopher king. You only need a few moments and a page. Write down your fears. Write down your goals. Write down your reminders. Confront yourself before the world does. Because if you do not train your mind in the morning, the world will train it for you. And the world is not kind. And then, having risen, having expected difficulty, having remembered death, having disciplined his body, having sharpened his mind, Marcus Aurelius stepped into the day not asking, "What do I want?" but instead, "What is required of me?" This is the core of the Stoic morning. Not indulgence, not self-pity, not chasing pleasures. Duty, service. The Stoics believed that we are citizens of two communities. One, our local family and nation, and two, the great universal community of mankind. Marcus carried both. As emperor, he served Rome. As a man, he served reason, justice, and humanity itself. His mornings prepared him for both duties. Now, pause. Think about your own morning. Do you wake with purpose? Or do you stumble half asleep into distraction? Do you rise with gratitude? Or do you already feel burdened before the day has begun? Do you start by conquering yourself or by surrendering to comfort? Start the day like a Stoic, and your entire life can change. Because the way you greet the morning is the way you greet your life. If you begin with weakness, the day belongs to weakness. If you begin with strength, the day belongs to you. Marcus Aurelius did not let comfort rule him. He did not let fear hold him. He did not let pride blind him. He began each morning by training himself to be the man he needed to be, so that when the world tested him, he was already prepared. You too can do this. When the alarm rings, remember Marcus. When you feel the pull of comfort, remember your duty. When you fear the day ahead, remember death. When you doubt yourself, write. When you feel lazy, move. When you wonder what to do, serve. Every morning is a choice. A choice to live as a victim or to live as a victor. A choice to be ruled by impulse or to rule yourself. A choice to drift or a choice to act with intention. You may not be emperor of Rome, but you are emperor of yourself. Your mind is your kingdom. Your body is your legion. Your soul is your legacy. Start the day like a Stoic, and you will not only win the morning, you will win your life. So tomorrow, when you wake, rise with purpose, rise with strength, rise with gratitude. Say to yourself, "I am rising to do the work of a human being." Say to yourself, "Today I will face adversity, and I will endure it." Say to yourself, "I could leave life today, and so I will not waste it." And then act. Train your body, train your mind, train your soul. Begin your day as Marcus Aurelius began his. Because greatness does not begin in the spotlight. It begins in silence, in discipline, in the first battle of the morning. That battle is yours. Win it. Fortify your mind. Subscribe to the Inner Citadel.